Limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops, they find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like them other guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing, sun up, baby.
Yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's backpack, capital one. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the SWAC, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered a leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty, back off script. Been away, you know. I buried my aunt this weekend, so I had a funeral to go to, things like that. So appreciate everybody who sent their condolences to me and my family and everything like that. But we back. We back. And I can barely hear myself in my own headphones. See, kids be messing with stuff, man, and you just don't. Hello, testing. Yeah, okay. Can y'all hear me? I hope y'all can hear me, because I can barely hear myself. Yeah, y'all can hear me. All right, sent the code out. All right, so y'all can hear me. All right, so listen. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to you guys. This is really bothering me. Like, my kids are really messing with my stuff. Testing. All right, there we go. Man, I'm telling you, man, when kids be messing with your stuff, man, I'm telling you, it's crazy. You know, you leave my stuff out, kids messing with my stuff and everything like that. But listen, all right, loud and clear. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, you already know what you watch is Off Script. Now, listen, before, all right, before I get into this, I got to get my inner Kanye out, right? If you don't know anything about me, right, I absolutely love Kanye West, okay? Absolutely love Kanye West. I've been a Kanye West fan since, college dropout. Love Kanye. I didn't like the Yeezus album. That's one of that wasn't me. You know, I think he crossed the line on that one. I'm not a Yeezus fan, but I love Kanye West. So I got some inner Kanye stuff I got to get off. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to be 100% real with y'all. I haven't really been feeling it, right? Like when I mean feeling it, I mean like really coming on here trying to give y'all the energy that I'm used to giving y'all on the simple fact I just haven't been feeling it. I've been feeling off. I haven't been feeling myself. Shout out to Mitchell. Appreciate you, Mitchell. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. So I just been feeling off, right? So I'm talking to my girl, you know, Key, you know, my babe, and she was like, I just feel like you got to go on a little rant. All right, I feel like we got to go on a little rant. So I'm gonna give you a little inner Kanye to my mind of what's been going on, right? And this is just me being transparent with y'all, whatever. What is the biggest issue I have, right? And it's from a 4-letter entity, right? I'm not gonna go too deep into it because I really could really blow this thing up, and I'm not trying to. My issue is that they keep messing with me, right? And they think I'm somebody to play with. Like, understand, I am new to politics and I'm new to politicking. So I don't have really any gumption to politic with you. So people be like, oh, Scotty, you know, you're going to do this. You're going to do this. I'm not there yet. Okay. So I do not mind setting that bridge ablaze and I'll find another way to get across the river. Because if we're being honest, I'm not even supposed to be here at this point. I'm not even supposed to be the biggest guy in the HBCU space. If we want to be honest, you know what I'm saying? The HBCU market. So my issue is that one young man keeps messing with me. And I wrote a poem. Because I said, this is my inner Kanye. This is my inner Kanye. So I wrote a poem. And it says, and the poem is called Pray For Me. All right. The poem is called Pray For Me. I'm going to read it. Okay. I'm going to read it. You know, I got my little, you know, me. Pray for me that I approach this gracefully. Pray for me that my pettiness doesn't overwhelm me. Pray for me that I go higher, that I go to a high place so that they know God bless them. And I said, pray for me because the way I've been feeling, I'm one day away from a story time that will set it off on this Women's Day. Pray for me. Pray for me. Listen, it is taking, when I tell you that if it wasn't for this lovely woman standing beside me right here in these lovely Beetlejuice tights with the big booty, right? If it was not for her, I'm telling you, you would see a side of me that you're like, bro, wow, like you really don't care, because I really don't be caring. I really don't be caring about what I expose. I really, like, I'm telling you, I'm telling you guys, listen what I'm telling you. It takes every bit of her sane, compatible brain to stop me from coming on here and putting everything on blast. All you Bammers. So I'm going to tell you this. Listen, because I know you watch the show. Mess with me for SWAC Media Day for football, and I'm telling you, I'm putting you on blast. I have all the receipts. Don't ever forget how
I'm petty, 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 I'm petty.
I have all the receipts. Do you hear me? And I got receipts that you don't even know I got receipts on. So I'm telling you now, don't play with me. Do not play with me. I know your boss watches the show. I know you watch the show because you told me personally on the phone call. So you know who I'm talking about. Do not play with me. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. All right, that's my first rant. My second rant, Mr. Ford, nobody has a problem with you, my G. You call into, first of all, there would be no Mr. Ford if it wasn't for my show. I'm going to keep it a whole buck. There would be no Timona if it wasn't for my show. There would be no Mr. Ford if it wasn't for my show. Are you kidding me? So you jumping around different platforms, people sending me different clips that you what was it called? Sneak dissing? Bro, if you're going to say my name, say my name. It's just that simple for me. You're too old to not do that. All right? Listen, we had an agreement. I was supposed to come down to Atlanta to put you on the channel. Who else was going to do that for you? I wanted the people to get to know who you really are. We had a whole conversation on the phone. I said, Mr. Ford, I'll be down there Saturday. Would love to bring you on the channel. Would love to bring you on the channel. But now you jumping around different platforms, acting like I done kicked you off of off script. Like I've gotten into many disagreements with you. Many. And I always invite you back to call in. But it would be no Mr. Ford on YouTube if it wasn't for me. So miss me with that. And I have no issues with you calling the show and saying, Scotty, I have a problem with you. What your problem is that you upset that I don't let you take over this show because it ain't your show. You're upset because you can't have a conversation because you get so one-set minded that I hang up on you. You're absolutely right. I can give you as much respect, but you got to give that respect back because this is not your platform, Mr. Ford. You can take over those other platforms. You're not going to take over mine. It's just that simple. I'm going to debate with you. The rest of them guys are going to let you talk. I don't have a problem debating, not even the least. So if you ever decide to call back in, there's no animosity here. I'm going to debate with you. And if you dropping bars like you usually do, I'm going to let you drop bars. But you're not going to go unchecked. And the stuff you said about Blue, I'm always going to check you on. It's just that simple. You can feel how you feel, but you're not going to disrespect Blue because he's not siphoning the culture. He's educating people on football. That's what he does. So it is what it is. So I'm going to check you on that. And if you keep going, I'm going to hang up on you. And if that's a problem, then don't call back in. It's just that simple. I'll make another Mr. Ford. I'll make another Timona. It's nothing. It's really nothing. Somebody call, we'll make characters. Characters come and go. Depending on what you want to call in and talk about. All right. So that's another one. And listen, man. All right. And then let me say this. Because I know a lot of y'all Bammers, I don't care if you like the stream. I don't give a damn. I really don't. I know some of y'all Bammers this. Right. I had to get this off my chest because of the simple fact, like, you know, I was feeling icky. So I felt like I was heavy in the shoulders. You know, it's in the shoulders with me. You know, when I feel heavy, it's in the shoulders. So let me say this. For all you guys jumping in other people's streams and stuff like that, stop mentioning me. Okay? Stop mentioning me. I have a live call-in show that you can call in and mention me on. Stop going over to SWAC Buzz and mentioning me, okay? Stop going to CFL Podcast and mentioning my name, please. Okay? Don't do that. Don't do that. They have their own platforms for whatever they want to talk about. All right? For whatever they want to do, that's their platforms. Stop mentioning me on their shit. If you that froggy and you feel that bold to talk about me, call me, which you won't. So shut that shit up. Stop it. Okay? Like, it always gets back to me. It always gets back to me. It does. Okay? So stop it. Stop it. Even in the coach, listen, I'm watching Barstool. I'm watching Barstool. They don't got shit to do with me. And somehow my name gets brought up in a Barstool Coach Prime documentary. Like, what the crap? I'm watching it just like y'all watching it. Okay? Okay. So let's recap. The guy from the SWAC office, stop playing with me, okay? I'm going to tell you that right now. Stop playing with me. You don't want, listen, I'm telling you, I don't give a damn. You think I'm playing? Listen, I got the people. You might got the corporate. I got the people. We'll see who wins that battle in the long run. All right? We'll see who wins that battle in the long run. Stop playing with me. I'm telling you that right now. Number 2, Mr. Ford, there's no animosity with you. All right? Stop sneak dissing me. All right? Point blank, period. And number 3, for all the haters, that's why I wear my shades, because I'm on my inner Kanye. Stop. Don't do that. Don't mention me on other platforms. Please don't. And then you're going to say some stupid shit like, he thinks he's bigger than. Clearly I'm bigger than all these Bamas, because the simple fact is nobody comes on my platform and mentions other people other than my boy Blue, because it's the boy Wonder. Because we all know what Blue is. Blue's a walking freaking encyclopedia. All right? But don't go on other platforms and bring me up. That doesn't do them any good. They have their own stuff. They're thriving in their own lanes. Just don't do that, okay? Just don't. And that's just out of respect for them and what they got going. Now, if you want to bring the smoke over here, I will happily bring the smoke over here. I would happily bring the smoke over here. All right, so that is what it is. Just some quick little facts right there. Why I got my shades on. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Man, it is what it is. I got my Kanye West shades on. Shout out to my girl for letting me borrow one. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into some topics, man. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of this thing. The Coach Prime documentary 4 and 5. All right. Shout out to CFL. I watched a little bit of his live last night. Great show as always. This is my thing. Listen, I'm going to call a spade a spade. For the disrespect that Shiloh gets from Coach Prime is just unimaginable for me. I really need to say this, man. It really bothers me because you dedicated a whole episode, half of a whole episode to your son, right? Cool. Got it. Great. How much of a leader he is, how much of this, how much of that. But can we not listen, as much as I get on Shiloh, can we not say that he's the only person in your family that got an SEC offer out of your kids that was legit going to an SEC school, Power 5 SEC school, because your son was going to FAU. I say that again. He was going to FAU. So the light in which you're putting Shador in compared to a Shiloh, and listen, I'm not saying Shiloh is all American, all world. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, for me, the lack of respect that you're showing Shiloh and the respect that you're giving Shador, to me, doesn't equal up. Doesn't really equal up. Because if we're talking about leadership, I would give it to Shiloh off the basis of the defense play out of its mind. The defense was never a problem until the Celebration Bowl. They have their weak parts, but if Shedeur is supposed to be the catalyst for the offense, show me a catalyst offense. Show me a high-flying offense. I mean, I saw a SWAC championship where he went 8 for 16. I saw a Celebration Bowl where he looked overmatched. So my thing is this, and I know the show isn't about his sons. I'm not liking because it never showed like the light that you see other players in. You never see Shedeur in that same light, right? So you never see an Aubrey Miller situation with Shedeur. You know what I'm saying? You'll never see a Tony Gray situation with Shedeur. You'll never see those be put into the documentary to show his flaws. You know what I'm saying? Now, we'll see it maybe in the SWAC championship in the last episode or maybe the celebration. We'll see how hard he went on him in those games. So my thing is, I just don't like the viewpoint in which Shiloh doesn't get some, because every time Shiloh is brought up on screen, it's like he's goofy. He doesn't show up. He's not a leader. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a very good look for Shiloh, even though he was the talented one that went to an SEC school. I'm sorry, that doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't really sit well with me. So that's just something I saw for Coach Prime on 4. Love the situation with the kid getting a scholarship. Tito, shout out to him, putting the work, cameraman, starting guy, running back, all those type of situations. Absolutely loved it. And things like that. Let me open these call lines up and stuff like that.
You are the only participant in the conference.
All right, so that's my thing with that. The Tony Gray situation. I heard a lot of people talking about the Tony Gray situation, and let's be honest, man. Like, you always have some type of tension on a football team. I just never seen it with the equipment guy. If I could be 100% with you, I've never seen a beef with an equipment manager. Like, what could he have possibly said that make you want to fight the equipment manager? The equipment manager? The guy holding the helmets? Giving you water bottle? What could he have possibly said? I heard him say he a hoe or something like that. I get it. But the equipment manager, though? Like, that's a little weak sauce for me. I don't mind the 1 game suspension. Some people say he should have been cut. Come on, get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Get out of here, bro. Like, you cut for that? I'm a cut. My offensive line already sucked. My offensive line is already at skeleton bones, and I'm a cut supposedly the best person on the team. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense whatsoever. So cutting him, no, you don't cut him. You bench him for a game. You sit him for a game, maybe sit him for a half or whatever. But yeah, you can't cut the kid like that. Come on, man. It's kids, bro. Like 18, 20, 21, 22. Stop it. Everybody gets on here and we are, we're 29, 30, 40, 50 years old talking about what we wouldn't have done and what we would have done and come on, man. We've all had a pass. We all have a pass. Let's not act like you guys were all angels up in this chat box, because you weren't. Because you were not. All right. So that's just that. You weren't that. Yeah. So let's not play those games. So I don't like doing stuff like that. The Coach Prime toes, man. Listen, I cannot lie. That was a tough thing to watch, because I saw my granddad lose his leg. I experienced my granddad getting his legs amputated because of, clots and, blood problems and stuff like that. So I seen what that can do to somebody mentally who is a strong person who, didn't depend on a lot of people. And now you're depending on people that just, it makes you feel less than a man. So when I tell you I felt for him, I did, because what he said was so profound, but it's so true of the simple fact of, you're talking about, you know, what I used to be, who I was. Like, now look at me now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through this. I gotta get help from people. I have to, you know, I can't put my underwear on by myself. I need help getting in the bed, need help getting out the bed. And at the end of the day, when you've been used to doing that on your own and you're used to being self-sufficient, that is something that you could never, you don't take it for granted until you see it's almost gone. You know what I'm saying? You don't take it, you take it for granted until it's almost gone. We take for granted getting up and sitting up in the bed and just getting to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Without having to, you know, have any, you know, somebody, a nurse or whatever, helping you up and out the bed or getting you to the sink or anything like that. We take that stuff for granted every single day. You know what I'm saying? Just being in the right mental state of, you know, of just, you know, being in your right mind, you know what I'm saying? Not dealing with a mental health issue and not dealing with depression or any sort of thing that can take you down for long periods of time. You know, we take that stuff for granted, and watching that, I really was like, wow, like, to go through that, to experience that, and then having to deal with the process of, you know, still trying to coach and still trying to be an inspiration to kids. That's tough, man. When you're going through your own trials, when you're going through your own life trials, that is tough. Okay, I'm telling you, it's tough. So once again, shout out to Coach Prime for pushing through and making it through that, and him and God keeping him through in that process. Shout out to, you know, his kids for having to experience that and, you know, watch their dad go through that process. You know what I'm saying? So that's tough for anybody, especially as a kid. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a kid. So it's just, yeah. It's just, that was tough. That was tough. I can't lie. That was tough. Watching that, the foot thing, you know, showing the foot wasn't bad to me. I'm like, you know, okay, that was, but just the mental process of having to depend on somebody and having to go through that process. I know that's a lot. That's a lot for especially a man, like a man to do that, like, especially when you've been the provider, take care of the guy who brings in the bacon, and now, you know, you're on your, you know, you're waiting for people to do stuff for you. Yeah, that's tough beyond belief. Can't take that away. Let me see what else. I want to touch on this real quick. So yeah, shout out to Oz. Yeah, super humbling. Yeah, one of my subscribers made this for me, Ty. I haven't seen Ty in a minute. Shout out to Ty for making this journey. What's so called? It taking me much more time. I couldn't really tune in and chill. Like, shout out to you, Jawan. Thank you for being here, man. I have seen him, but you're not okay. There's a difference between coaching. Listen, I want y'all to listen very closely to what I'm saying. There's a difference between coaching a player and showing a player in a certain light. Listen, Linda, okay? Because I be trying to school y'all, but y'all think y'all know. The way he shows Shador is everybody is always picking him up. He's a leader. He's this, two this. Now, coaching him, he coaches him hard because he wants him to be great. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying every time they show a light, put a spotlight on Shiloh, it's if he does this right. Oh, he's a jokester. Oh, he's this, or he's that, or he's this. And you're like, bro, like, he can't always be that. He can't. He has to, at some point in time, he has to be the guy or a man to lead something because, you know, I just, like I said, I just don't like the light he's showing in. All right. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right. What is this? What is this? This Bama, did y'all not remember when I showed you his record? This Bama was like, he lost, first of all, he lost twice to Lindsey Hunter. That should get you fired off the rip. If I was Alabama State, I'll be thanking God that Jackson State took him off my hands. Are you kidding me? How do you fail up? I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. How do you fail up? He sucked at Alabama State. So what is he supposed to do? Go to Jackson State and be better? Because he's from Jackson, Mississippi, he's supposed to be better? How? What sense does that make? Alabama State got all the facilities. All the facilities. Alabama State got everything you want. How in the blue hell do you fail up? Make that make sense to me. I don't get it, bro. Like, are you trying to make, listen, you were better off, coach, you were better off having Coach Reed coach boys and women's basketball. If I'm keeping it a whole buck with you, you were better off having Coach Reed coach men and women. Men and women. How do you fail? Man, listen. I don't get how you fell up. That don't make no sense to me. Yeah, I know you got to be. Listen, I'll be jumping for joy. I would be, if I was an Alabama State alum, I would be, I would throw him a homegoing. I would throw him a homegoing. You're going up to yonder to be with them Tigers. Go, boy, go. I would have packed his bags, bought his ticket, and put him on the bus and waved at him while he left. Be blessed now. Be blessed. Okay now. Okay now. Be blessed. Be blessed. What? Come on, bro. If I'm a Jackson State fan, if another school is happy that you took my coach, I'm going to be like, I'm going to have to give this one back. I'm going to have to give this one back. This don't feel right. This don't feel right. I'm going to have to give this one back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro. So I don't get it. I don't get it. Listen, now, first of all, let's be real. There are too many good basketball coaches in D2 HBCU basketball for you to have to recycle Mo Williams. Let's make that very damn clear. There are too many good or great coaches in D1 HBCU basketball, and especially in the CIAA, that you could be like, yo, let's go get him and bring him on and make come on now. Man, you know, come on. Y'all know I stay with facts, man. Y'all know I stay with the facts. I'm not even gonna play with y'all. I'm not even gonna play with y'all. Let me get this stuff together so y'all can really see what I'm talking about. So y'all can really get what I'm talking about. A why of how bad this is really. Let me see this. Hey, caller, 4512. I'm gonna get to you in a little bit. Let me show this real quick, and I'm gonna get right to you. This is him. This is him. 11-34, including losses to Lindsey Hunter Valley. And you got a job. And you got a job. That's like saying, you know what? You done such a bad job at sorting mail. You've done such a bad job at sorting the mail at the company. You know what we're going to do? We're going to give you a raise. And we're going to promote you to the director of mail. You be like, bro, but he couldn't even do the job right when he was sorting the mail. No matter. He's from the mail department. He knows, like, come on, bro. What are we doing? Come on. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
What up, Scotty? Can you hear me, fam?
Yes, sir. Talk to me.
Yes, sir. This is Diallo, a.k.a. Brother Insight from Ohio, man. What's good with you, man?
What's good with you, man? Nothing, just living. Trying to make it another day.
I know that's right. Listen, I wanted to talk about the episode from last night, but since you brought up Mo Williams, a person in the comments said it before I said it, man. Him and Ashley was teammates at Murrah High School. I used to live in Jackson for 3 years, man. So he got those ties. I mean, just looking at the stats alone, nobody can debate you on this. It's a horrible hire, but it's one of those things where nepotism is in place, and that's his homeboy. They from the same city, went to high school together. So they bringing him in and hoping the talent can, you know what I'm saying, override his not so good coaching resume thus far.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see on that front. But I don't think it's a good hire either. And I like Mo Williams. I used to see him, you know, when he balled up here in Ohio with the Cavs. So, okay. But you on point with that.
No, go ahead.
But as far as last night's episode 4 was solid. And me and you talked about this before. I think it was after episode 1 or 2 when he called. No, I think it was after 2 when he called Shiloh an idiot when they were sitting in the meeting room. And then the sister called in before me and was talking about, you know, you don't speak life over your children. Don't speak, you know those type of, you know, words and that type of language towards them. And we agree with that. And I said this that night, and it just continues, man. Like any parent that says that they don't have a favorite child is a liar. You might not be man or woman enough to admit it, but as parents we do. I don't care what nobody says, and it's obvious that Shedeur is his favorite. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. But the fact that you have to demean Shiloh at every turn, to me, is just not cool. And the one person in the chat said it as well. When him and Pilar went through their divorce, it was Shiloh's junior year. He got mad at his dad and left and went and lived with her and didn't even play football at Trinity with his brother and his dad. And then he came back his senior year. So I don't know if Deion is that petty to where he would hold that against him. And if you watch their reality show, Shiloh was kind of the rambunctious kid, the one that didn't want to always follow the rules. Shedeur always pretty much followed the rules. So I think he's kind of, you know what I'm saying, holding that against them as young adults, which I think is just totally wrong. But last night's episode to me was the best of the 5, besides, you know, the obvious of we got a chance to see what Coach was going through with the amputation and the surgeries. That in itself was crazy. But one of the standout moments for me was Malachi Wyman. It was like his breakout episode. I felt like he should have been highlighted, and they brought it in perfectly when he started balling. And I love the hospital scene with him and Pac-Man Jones
awesome.
Talking and giving the young fellow wisdom. I thought that was so dope on so many levels.
Yeah.
And that's why it was my favorite episode, of course, with the stuff about Coach. And I mentioned that on Kobe's show last night. And Tony Gray, man, like, people got to stop with living on the high horse, man. These are kids, man. Dude had a bad day, made a bad judgment. And you suspend him, like you said, for a half, a quarter, a game, and you come back. Like, people said he should be kicked out. Like, that's stupid, man. Like I hope none of y'all are so perfect and never did nothing wrong, especially as a early 20-year-old young man or woman. Like, stop it, man. But it was a great episode, and I thought it was the best of the 5.
No, you know what? 4 and 5 to me, I definitely enjoyed. I'm glad you brought up the Malachi Wyman. I think the young man has a great amount of ability. And I didn't know he had that many touchdowns. I didn't know he went ham like that in that game. I totally forgot. It's
Scotty. I said the same thing. I didn't realize he caught that many touchdowns in those consecutive games. It was crazy.
Yeah. So it was wild. So, but no, man, it was a great. You're absolutely right. With Pac-Man Jones and him was dope. You know what I'm saying? And having that ability for him to sit down and talk to a Pac-Man Jones like that. And this is the one thing with Malachi that I think he has to understand. He has to get his route running together. If he gets his route running together, then he'll be that much more versatile, because you saw in the Celebration Bowl, he's a jump ball guy, right? You know, and that's what they kept saying. You know, he go to the upper rim, he jumps. Well, if I put a 6'2" guy on you, i.e. Zafir Kelly, and he can jump with you on, and now all these other DBs in the SWAC are 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". I mean, that ability is going to get taken away. So now
he can be neutralized now.
He can be neutralized. So now you have to expand your game and have the route tree. Can you run a dig? Can you get off a press and do a slant? Can you get off a press and do a comeback? Like, those all the type of things that we have to see from him. And I think if he adds that to his bag, you're talking about trouble. You're talking about trouble. You don't want to see that guy. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, thanks for the call. It was a great episode. You're absolutely right.
No doubt, man. Hold your head, man. I'm glad you got it out. You know, Kanye, the inner Kanye had to come out. You had to do what you had to do, man. But keep pressing and keep doing your thing, man. The haters keep talking because they keep watching, and that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying?
Matters.
And that's gonna happen, man. You go say stuff that everybody don't agree with. Shit, my wife say stuff that I don't agree with, but that's still my wife and I still love her. We move forward. You know what I'm saying? So people got to stop with the nonsense, man. Like trying to censor what you're saying. It's your platform. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Obviously, y'all watching because they still talking. So keep up the good work and salute, family.
Appreciate it. You live with me. Talk to me.
Yo, this is Kenny calling out of Jackson.
Talk to me, Kenny.
On the Mo Williams hire, on paper, it doesn't look like a good hire at all.
Okay.
But I will say this though, man, with him being from the area and he know how to maneuver around the area, the whole metro area. All Mo gotta do is just get a staff together. They know how to recruit the metro area. If he do that, Lanier, Merle, Callaway, those 3 schools alone, man, he can run through the SWAC like it ain't nothing. If he get those players with them 3 schools right there, and like if he go beyond that, do the whole state, bro. Mississippi got some of the best talented basketball players. They will kill the SWAC.
Okay, hold on. First of all,
you hear me saying it right now. If Mo Williams can recruit the players out the metro area or the state of Mississippi and put them in the SWAC on that team, bro, they gonna kill the SWAC. Texas Southern, Grambling, man, bro, they gonna kill them.
First of all, I want to be very clear about this. The best ballers come from up north, so let's just stop the foolishness right there. Okay, let's just. If the best,
I know. Listen. I know that up north got was supposed allegedly have the better talent.
No, allegedly.
But if you're not from Jackson, you're not from Mississippi. We had some of the talented best basketball players you can have.
Sir,
not all of them went to the NBA. Not listen to me. Not all of them went to the NBA. But bro, talent-wise, anybody in this chat who from Mississippi or Louisiana or Georgia that knows talent, they'll tell you we have some of the best talent to come out of this state.
Sir. Listen, it's all relative, right? Because if that's all you've seen is Jackson Metro player area.
I've seen talent everywhere. I'm just telling you what's come from this state.
Sir, relax. Okay, relax. Let me finish my point. It's relative based off what you've seen in the Jackson area. I'm gonna give you twofold, right? It's twofold when you recruit your area. It's one, if you recruit your area well, they have a high probability of going back into bad scenarios because they're not out of their environment. So that's one. That's why a lot of parents don't like when their kids go to in-state schools, because they have a high propensity to go back to the bad area because that's what they feel comfortable. That's one. Two, if he could recruit the Jackson metro area, why didn't he bring that talent to Alabama State? Because they have better facilities. You know what I'm saying? So that's another part of that. And at the end of the day, in basketball, if I can match your athleticism, because let me be very clear about that. Like the boy you got, McKinnis, Javion McKinnis, I think McKinley, whatever his name is, the center. He is unfreaking real when it comes to athleticism, but Jackson still loses because they get out-coached. So if you get all the talent in the world you want, but if you in basketball, it is a really, really, really coaching. You really see coaching at its finest, because I can take your best player away and make you beat me in another way, or try to beat me in other ways. And I got to see if Mo Williams can actually coach talent.
Okay, listen. Didn't we just have a convo about this a while back when people were like, Deion can't coach?
Football and basketball are two different things, because
I know that's two different, but you still have to coach your team. You can have a great team, but if you can't coach them up, they're still gonna go on the field and they're gonna be ass.
Sir, listen, you're trying to make a point, but you're not making the right one, right? Deion is not he's not the position coaches. A lot of the position coaches, the defensive coordinators, they do most of the coaching. The offensive coordinators,
I understand that the head coach only manages everything. I know that the position coaches coach the team. I understand that. I play football. I understand. Your position coach do most of the coaching. I don't understand that part.
Why are you bringing up Deion? That makes no sense. Then why are you bringing up Deion? If you understand positional coaches and coordinators do most of the coaching, why are you bringing up Deion then?
What I'm saying is, Alabama State is not really just known for basketball. Granted, he did a horrible job there. But just because he couldn't get it did there, don't mean he can't come into something different and do better. What are we gonna say? What are we gonna say if okay, we saying now Moses he was bad at Alabama State. What if he come to Jackson and do good? Jackson State got a pretty good recruit class coming in. They got some good guys coming in. I know one for a fact to come in. He's hell.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
So what if he do good with the talent that's coming in, with the talent that's coming back also, and does a good job? Then what we gonna say then?
Sir.
What do we say?
Sir, shut up. All right. The whole point of it is this. You can say that because it's all relative. That's a hypothetical situation. Because I can come right back at you and say, what if he does bad? Then you're gonna be like, but what if he does good? I'm gonna say, but what if he does bad? Nothing has happened.
If he does bad, he probably won't be there too long.
But you hire
just like he was at Alabama State. It's gonna be the same thing.
So once again, it comes down to coaching. Can he coach?
But it's gonna come down to coaching. But what I'm saying is, he got more talent. He's gonna have more talent at Jackson State than he got at Alabama State.
How do you know that? You do not know that. It's all relative. It's all
relative. I've seen what he had at Alabama State.
And listen, sir. Listen. Once y'all Bamas are dumb. Like y'all really are dumb. You don't know.
We're not. I'm not dumb. I'm just telling you. I'm giving you my opinion. You don't like my opinion. You can't say I'm dumb. You don't like my opinion. You don't like my opinion. It's fine. You can't say I'm dumb because you don't like my opinion.
Watch me. You're dumb. You know why you're dumb? That's a stupid ass statement.
That's rude.
It's a stupid ass.
That's very rude.
I don't give a damn.
You're emotional right now. Now you're being emotional.
No, you called in.
Stop being emotional.
It's a stupid ass.
Calm down. You're being emotional. You don't like my opinion, so you call me stupid.
You're stupid ass emotion. Why? It's a stupid ass comment.
Why? But you're being emotional. You're being emotional, man. You calling somebody stupid and dumb because you don't like their opinion.
Sir,
I never said you.
Sir, let me. I'm gonna clear this up. At the end of the day, it's a dumbass statement. It's a dumbass statement. Why? Because you can't tell me what you don't know. You can't say that the talent that Jackson State is bringing in is better than the statement that what Alabama State is bringing in. You can't tell me because nobody has seen it. Nobody. So you can't definitively say, oh yeah, Jackson State's class is better than. You don't know that. You don't know that. So it's a dumbass statement. That's why I said it's dumb. It's dumb. And then on top of that, if Mo Williams can't coach, it makes it even worse. It makes the talent that you thought you had even worse. So it's dumb. Dumb. Stupid statement. Hey, caller, you loud. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, man? I think what AD's doing is he's really taking a flyer because he's hit so many home runs. He could take a solid on this one, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's hit on Tamika Reed before she got hot. I mean, Deion's always been hot, but their athletics as a whole is doing so well. He could take a L. It's called spade a spade. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. That's real because he has a great track record. So I get what you're saying. He can do for him. He can do it. You know what I'm saying?
For him,
track record. Yeah.
Because everybody's winning. So when everybody's winning, you could be like, okay, you know what? You could blame it on, you know what? Alabama State doesn't have a winning culture as a whole. And you will hope that, you know what? Deion winning, Tamika Reed winning, the softball team and everybody else winning. It hopes that, you know what? It's going to force you to level up because there's a lot of coaches that fail at their first spot. And in their second spot, they do well. So because he's hit on everything, basically, if he decided to hire you, there'd be some uproar, but he's earned that.
That's fair.
And you know, when you've earned that, hey, you can take something like this. Now, if you don't now, Mo Williams still got to do his job, but you know, I don't have I wouldn't have made the choice, But I'll give Ashley the benefit of the doubt because he's earned it. Everything else he's done, he's won. And he's earned that.
That's fair.
So,
hey, no problem.
I'm interested how it goes. Now I'm good. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, no problem. Appreciate the call, Dre. Hey, yo, you live with me? Talk with me.
Yeah, what's going on, Scotty? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up? Talk to me.
I just wanted to kind of co-sign some things you had said about the light. Like, I like how you made the difference between coaching hard, you know what I mean, his coaching style, and as far as, you know, showing players in a different light. Because, like with Shiloh, there were opportunities, you know, that he could have showed him in a, you know, different light, as far as even just different plays on the field or highlighting certain plays on the field, or, you know what I mean, maybe showing him talking to the defense, stuff like that, because, you know, obviously he's a vocal guy. So I do want to, you know, kind of commend, you know what I mean, your point on that. I thought that was spot on. Maybe it's, you know, with Shador's temperament, because, you know what I mean, like, he kind of seems, you know, a little bit more reserved. Like, it's maybe a lot easier to kind of, like, bypass some things. You kind of get what I'm saying?
No, I get you.
All right. Also, speaking of, like, also, I kind of like that somehow they've shown, I feel like this show has done good showlighting how good Josh Lanier was also, because, like, watching the season, the wide receiver that popped off my screen was Keith Corbin. But just watching a lot of the episodes, I didn't realize a lot the impact that, you know what I mean, Josh Lanier had early on in the season. Like, you know, he was doing some work. And I also remember that, you know, from the last season, you know, Coach Prime said, you know, I was going to be the one to give the number one out. And so for him to give the number one to Josh, I think, you know, that speaks volumes to what he thought he was as a talent. But, you know, that was kind of my 2 cents on everything. But other than that, you know, I kind of agree. You know, your assessment of the show. Keep doing your thing.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Listen here, Kenny Banks. All right. It's a dumb statement. Look, you're dumb for making that comment because you don't know what. First of all, did Alabama State beat Jackson? They beat Jackson, if I'm not mistaken. So what are you saying? And then the upcoming class, if they get a different coach, bro, coaching matters a lot in basketball. Coaching matters so much in basketball, more than what people realize, right? So the mere fact that you think just because you have a talented class means you're going to beat people in the SWAC, that doesn't mean anything in basketball. Do you want talent? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it doesn't mean you're going to go through the SWAC because you're talented. Get out of here, bro. Shut up. Stupid. Anyway. All right, so I want to get to the SWAC basketball tournament. All right, I want to touch on that. So I'm going to bring up the, let me see what I got here. Bring this up. Bring up this bracket. Hey, and let me say something to you, because, you know, I'm on my inner Kanye right now. Lavelle. All right. First of all, a grown-ass man named Lavelle, like, come on, bro. Let's stop it. All right. And then you, sir, like, call in. Bro, you're like, you up in here writing, what's the girl who wrote the Harry Potter books? J.R. what? J.R. Tolkien, something like that? Or whatever her name is. Bro, you be in these chat comments writing novels, my boy. Like, get a life. You be in here writing 2-page essays, citing sources. Like, just call into the show, man. Like, goddamn, like, be in here writing straight novels. Novels in the comments. I'm like, bro, just call your ass in and say whatever you got to say. And I don't know if JKR Rowland, thank you. JK Rowland, like, goddamn. Like, Jesus. He be writing the Goblet Fire book in the comments. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Crazy. And then he said, let me see. He said something. Let me see. He said something else. Let me see. Going up. And you're right. I am Dame Dash. Okay? I did. So once again, okay, I did that. There would be no Mr. Ford if it wasn't for me. I'm gonna say it again. There would be no Timona if it wasn't for me. Now they'd still be born. I'm not out here making people. You know what I'm saying? I ain't God. I ain't out here making, claying people together and putting life into them. I'm not saying that. But like, come on, bro. Mr. Ford got his brand off the show. Timona got her brand off the show. A lot of people get their brand off the show, which is cool. I want you to have your own brand, but then don't run around acting like you didn't get your brand off of this. Come on, man. Like let's be real. Like I'm gonna call it spade. That's a fact. That ain't alleged. That's a fact. Lavelle. Okay? Lavelle. Get out of here writing JKR Rowling Harry Potter novels in the comments, but won't call your happy ass in. Boy, you got some nerve. Anyway, next up, this bracket. All right. So I'm gonna be showing some games today. Listen. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. Let me see if I can. I think this Jackson State and Arkansas Pine Bluff game is going to be a lot closer than people think. All right, I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. All right, I really do. I like Zay. She's really good. I just think trying to stop Amisha in the middle is going to be that's the task. I'm gonna tell you this: if I was coaching, Amisha Williams is not beating me. Okay, I don't care if Crump goes for 20, Deja goes for 20. Somebody else gonna have to beat me. All right, somebody else gonna have to beat me, and you just can't let Amisha kill you on the boards. Like you got to do whatever. Now, hopefully the refs let them play. And things like that. But if I'm Arkansas Pine Bluff, I'm going 2-3, and I'm doubling freaking Amisha anytime she gets the ball. Anytime she touches the ball, I'm doubling her. She's going to I'm collapsing the paint, and you're going to have to kick the ball out. We're not even going through that. I'm not even trying to. All right, and then next up on the schedule coming up is Alabama State versus Prairie View A&M. That should be a good game. It's coming on in a little bit. All right, so let's go over to the men's bracket. See what they got over here. Today, Texas Southern and Jackson State play today at 2, and Alcorn versus PV. So that should be some good games, man. It's really gonna be some good games. That's at 8:30, and the Texas Southern game, and Jackson State is at 2 p.m. So I'm gonna possibly be showing both of these games. The 2 p.m. game I probably won't show, but I'm definitely gonna be showing the women's games. All right, so I'm gonna try to get that set up, and we're gonna watch that and break that down. All right, so it is what it is. You and Kenny Banks are new. Nah, I don't like dealing with people who try to that don't listen. Like, you got to listen to respond. You know what I'm saying? We need this show. Slow down, Kala and Zay. Yeah, you definitely got to show down Zay. That girl can go for 30 easy, but you got to rebound. If you want to compete with Jackson State women, you got to rebound. All right, you definitely got to rebound. It just is what it is. If you don't rebound, you're gonna lose. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, it's First.
It's what?
It's First.
Hey, what's up, First?
Maybe my guy.
Talk to me.
Yeah. Hey. So, I just got finished watching that latest episode. Yo, that was hard to watch, man. It just understanding what he meant. Well, not meant, but means to that team. And then watching how some of the young men, dealt with that, and just going through, a little bit of strife can show the colors of people very quickly. And it's just a real thing. Someone hit on it earlier. Like, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater because, you made a small mistake, or, you just, you reached out of frustration in the wrong direction. You can correct that. That's something that can, that needs to be pressed. I mean, no one's disposable.
That's fair.
And I think sometimes we have this mindset that, we can just, just as quickly as we got you, we can get rid of you. That's not how things operate in the real world. But here's the other thing to that. Now, just like I know, that the Army promotes failure and promotes up. That's why you got out, my guy. Looking at how some of these people was acting when you was in, and you realize, like, hey, you know what? I might need to use this GI Bill.
That GI Bill is legit.
Yo, it's a real thing. But yeah, just I was really happy with how they showed what was going on both ends of the spectrum, with what was going on in the practices, what was going on with the coach, and then and how that all tied together, and it's going to pretty much show us the inside, well, because we were outside looking in at all of this, and we're like, hey, what's going on? Why are we seeing this dysfunction all of a sudden? But then not really understanding everything, all the dynamics. Now I'm not gonna take anything away from what came before, because you have some dead on accurate critiques and frustrations on what was going on in that program and a lot of the programs inside of the SWAC and just black college football altogether. And I can't take that away from you. I just will preface, like, looking at what I saw out of these young men, and now seeing like a lot more of talent is coming back to HBCU football. I can't wait till next year, man.
Yeah, I can't. I think next year is going to be absolutely pandemonium. I think with the transfer portal has done wonders for the SWAC in getting talent and bringing high-level talent back to the HBCU football brand. But once again, coaching is going to be a huge impact on how they look. But hey, first, as always, man, appreciate the call.
Yup. All right.
Hey, hey, House. Hey, the reason I got the shades on is because I was doing my inner Kanye today. All right, I told people I was doing my inner Kanye. I had a little rant earlier in the beginning, so that was just how I was feeling. So that's why I went with the Kanye West shades from that Glow in the Dark tour. You know what I'm saying? They were white, but these are black. So that's just, it is what it is. I'm gonna try to show the Alabama A&M game and the Grambling game. Nigeria. Shout out to the postseason awards. Dariana Lewis, stretch. I think she was second team. Nigeria, second team. Okay. I want to say this. How does Amisha Williams win Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year, right? But James Houston couldn't win Newcomer of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. That doesn't make sense to me. You can't, I can't stand SWAC stuff, bro. There's no standard. There is absolutely no freaking policy or standard to do any of this crap. They just out here doing whatever they want. There's no standard. Because if that was a standard, James Houston should have won Newcomer of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. Hands down. Hands down. So how can Amisha win Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, but you can't have a football player win 2 awards at the same thing? It's you just out here doing whatever the hell you want to do. Stop doing that crap, man. It boggles my mind. It boggles my mind how it's just whatever they want to do. It's whatever. It's just whatever. It's just that simple for me. It's just whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, man. It's just, I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. It boggles my mind more and more and more and more off the simple fact of the matter is how you just, it's like that's never happened, then it happens, and I'm just confused. I'm just confused. I'm so sick. Whoever be voting for this stuff, man, I'm just sick of it. I'm really sick of it. Because she didn't even lead the SWAC in blocks. She didn't lead the SWAC in blocks. Stretch did that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so Stretch is number 1 in blocks. I think she's like number 3 in rebounds or something like that. And Amisha's like number 1 in rebounds. And then she might be 3rd or 2nd in blocks. Like, there has to be some type of give and take to me. So make that make sense to me. You just out here giving stuff away. I don't get it, man. So I don't get it. So it is what it is. But rebounding it's more to defense than just rebounding. There's more to defense than just rebounding. Now, don't get me wrong, Amisha's presence is real. All right. So I'm not going to act like her presence is not real, because it is. But off the strength of it is like, bro, like really? Like, there's more to defense than just rebounds. So that's just my personal opinion, but whatever. So it is what it is. And for Marcus Johnson, Danke, bro, like y'all really need to do better with your jokes. Like y'all are really not that clever. You're really not. So I hope that was I think you said it on multiple times, like Danke, like what? Like that's not clever at all. So if you might as well just say Yankee, like just call it what it is. I'm a Yankee. Okay, cool. I'm from up north. Wow, you got me. Oh, good one. Y'all really need to do better. Really need to do better. But that's just me. All right, so what else we got? What else I got on the top? All right. Last topic, spring quarterback battles. I am so, how can we start voting for? Listen, bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna lie to you, Blue. Like that's probably for you and everybody else. I'm not even gonna lie to you. they're gonna have to come see me for real. Like, and I spoke on this earlier. That guy up in that office, I'll call you after the show, Blue. I gotta go, guys. But anyway, now spring QB battles, I'm really excited about FAMU, A&M, and Grambling. All right, FAMU, A&M, and Grambling. You got Musa, you got Rashawn McKay, you got A&M, we got my boy Quincy Casey. Then you got Jaron Williams, and then you got Grambling. All right. You got Caldet, Julian. You got Noah. You got Halloween. So spring battles are going to be really good. So if anybody going to a spring game, you definitely going to see me at the A&M spring game. I'm there. All right. I'm there. So if anybody's going to be down at the A&M game, you go catch me there. I'm going to try to make it to the Grambling one. I'm going to try to make it to that. To check that quarterback battle out, and I'm gonna try to make it to FAM, and that's a hard try, but I'm gonna try to make it. We'll see how it goes. Hey, Carter, you live? Quarterback battle out. You live with me? Talk with me.
Hey, what's going on, Scott?
What's up, Bino? What's up, Bino?
What's going on, boss? I want to go back to the beginning of the show, man, with Mr. Ford, because he kind of hurt my feelings. People have to understand, you never talk bad about a school. You always talk about the play. And the comment on Tennessee State about it's not going to help the SWAC. He never talking about the school, Tennessee State. He was talking about the play. It wasn't going to help strengthen their schedule because they're not that good where they're at now. So, and people got to get out their feelings. You never talk about a school. You always talk about the play. And if you compare SWAC football, sports in general, even the basketball, to any other sports, we'll get blown out. Until we start beating out of conference schools, then we can say, okay, now we the shit. But people have to understand, you never talk about the school. You always talk about the play, the product on the field and on the court. You know what I mean? Mr. Ford, I really love Mr. Ford. You know what I mean? You know what I told you what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And he really hurt my feelings because how he went at you like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And people love your show because you're not with the politic bullshit. You keep it real. You're not with the politics. You can be a politic guy. You know what I mean? There's one guy on there. I'm going to say his name. People might not like it. But CSL, he plays the politics. You know what I mean? He plays the politics. And, you know what I mean? And there ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, I'm not a politic guy. And you're not a politic guy. And that's why people love your show. You know what I mean? That's all I want to say. Mr. Ford, if you're listening, you hurt my feelings because I really loved you, brother. I really love the knowledge that you bring. And you got to understand, we all didn't come up as you came up. It was a different time. Because I can honestly say, white man did more for me than ever a black man ever did for me. Black man ain't do nothing but fuck me over time and time and time again. So I can't feel the same way Mr. Ford feel because the white person always helped me. Ain't not one white person that ever fucked me. But a nigga, a black person, I'm a nigga because I call it difference. It's a nigga and a black person.
Mm-hmm.
A nigga has always fucked me time and time again. So I can't feel the same way Mr. Ford feel towards that. You know what I mean? That's all I got to say. Sky, you know I love you. I rock with you the hard way. That's all I got to say.
Hey, appreciate the realness. Joe, you know you always welcome, my boy. Appreciate you.
All
right. Listen, I'm good on the politics, bro. And you see what I'm saying? Like, okay, yeah. And this is the clown, and this is the clown behavior, right? Because when somebody's telling their truth, what their truth is, understand. I've never disparaged anybody's truth, right? So at the end of I can't talk about an HBCU culture when my only experience is Claflin. But as I've gone to these different schools and these different events, I have a new truth. So I can speak on it from different perspectives. My thing is this. At the end of the day, the truth is there would be no Mr. Ford and YouTube if it wasn't for this platform. So miss me with that. That's a true statement. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? A true statement is Tennessee State brings no football value to the SWAC. That's a true statement. Now, pageantry, his story, band and all the elements around the game, absolutely. They bring great value in that, right? Because of the simple fact of it's black with black. So and I spoke on that. I said, yeah, if you want the pageantry, you want the band, the girls, the dancers and all, if you want everything around the actual football, that's what that brings. It's going to bring tremendous dollars to whoever school plays Tennessee State or whatever. But off the straight football, they bring no football value. And even with Clark Atlanta, because that's the rumor that Clark Atlanta's coming to the SWAC. They don't bring a football value, but what they do bring, they bring a market in Atlanta, which is the Black Hollywood. And if you're the SWAC, that is a market you want to get into. And if the MEAC lets Clark Atlanta walk out their backyard, it's probably one of the dumbest things they could ever do. Because why would I let Clark Atlanta walk out my backyard when they're on the East Coast, which I need a school to be added in the MEAC? It don't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So does Tennessee, this is what people say. Tennessee State deserves to be in the SWAC because they black. Okay. Have at it. You're welcome. There you go. All right. They're black. You're black. Congratulations. Whatever. Whatever. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, Scotty. How you doing, my brother?
What's up?
Hey, I don't know what Mr. Ford said, because I got on the show late, but I do know what he has said in the past. A lot of what Mr. Ford, his disdain for Tennessee State comes from is Tennessee State, back in the day, was the only team that consistently could deal with Grambling.
Mm-hmm.
And we put some butt whippings on them down through the years. All right, and they own the winning record against us. I'm not going to say that, but we beat some of their legendary teams. We beat them at Grambling. So a lot of that comes from that. And then in terms of the social thing with, we in the OVC, man, look, people need to get over that, man. It was something that was forced upon the school. They did what they could to fight it, but it was what it was. But now we're ready to make a move. Everybody's like freezing up. Oh, no, we don't want you now. We don't want you now. And up until Coach Reed's last year, which was like, I think 2019, the spring season or whatever it was, I think that's what it was. We pretty, we took an L against Jackson State, upset pretty much, because that particular year Jackson wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
Then Arkansas Pine Bluff was an upcoming team. Nobody knew. They scooped us at home. Great. But up until that time, our track record against the SWAC and MEAC has been stellar. Okay? It was some times when we played Jackson State and Southern Heritage that Coach Reed took out the first string because he didn't want to run the score up only at halftime.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of what you hear from some of these other schools, primarily Mr. Ford with Grambling, it's just hate, man. And that's fine. You may not admit that, but that's what it is. I'm going to get off. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
No problem. Appreciate it. Like, what? But it's the mentality of black people. So because North Carolina A&T wants to go do bigger and better things than stay in a black conference, they're not a black institute. I don't understand the mindset. That's what boggles me. You won't even be happy for North Carolina A&T for trying to progress and get into the playoffs and go FBS. All you see is them. And y'all want to talk about crabs in a barrel. You want to talk about crabs in a bucket mentality. That is the definition of it. That is the pure symbol. They're trying to elevate their school brand and to go to FBS. But then you guys are talking about, oh no, they need to stay with us. They need to come back here down. They don't want to be with y'all. They don't want to do the Celebration Bowl. They don't want to do that crap. They want to do other stuff. So they want it, but it doesn't make them less HBCU-ish because of that. It doesn't make them less black because of it. Same thing with Tennessee State. They've been in the OVC. They wanted to be in the OVC. They didn't want to travel all that. They didn't want to do all that extra traveling. They wanted to put money in their pockets. But that doesn't make them less black because they were in the OVC. It's just the mindset that I just be like, wow. And I've heard from different people, if the SWAC like 3 or 4 years ago, that they were going to disband because of the financial issues. Because of the financial issues. I know of good authority, and these are coming from SWAC historians. They said if conferences would have called for some of these schools in the SWAC 3 or 4 years ago, they would have been gone. They would have been gone because they were in a deficit and nobody wanted to deal with it. So it's just the mindset to me. And it translates to other things. If a black person tries to make a deal with a white person, it's like, oh, you leaving us behind. Like, well, I mean, you do got to make some deals with people outside your culture because people in your culture, they're not trying to elevate. Or they're not in powers to make decisions. They don't own this. They don't own that. So why you getting mad at me, get mad at yourselves or your commissioners or whatever making decisions with ESPN. That's a white corporation. I keep saying that. It's a white corporation that you made that deal with. So you clearly don't have a problem taking money from the white man, from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? So just listen, stop being hypocrites. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm asking. Stop being hypocrites. Stop being hypocrites. So you don't want individual schools taking money from white schools, but you as a conference, as a whole conference, love to take money from ESPN. Okay, listen. I'm all I'm hearing. All I'm doing is pointing the spotlight. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. So I'm just saying that doesn't. So that's all I'm saying. So it is what it is to me. So teach his own. To each his own. I mean, do I hate the SWAC? How can I hate something? How can I hate this? Like, bro, like Israel Carey, like the stuff you say and you're over 50 really boggles my mind, bro. Like you act like you're 19 and you're really like 54, 55. And the reason I say that is because you have no substantial evidence to say why I hate the SWAC. You're just out here saying stuff. That's the sad part about it. That's the sad part about it. Like to be your age, to be a graduate of Jackson State, to have a college degree and say some of the dumb stuff that you say in the comments really boggles my mind. Because to say I hate the SWAC when all I'm doing is saying you're being a hypocrite. The same black people telling me that Tennessee State is a white institution because they've been in the OVC for so long. The same people telling me that North Carolina A&T need to come back and be with the black people, to be with the black conference, are the same people taking money from a white corporation. Have a TV rights deal with a white corporation. Make that make sense to me. Make that make sense to me. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. But you're supposed to be an educated guy with wisdom. If somebody young like me is supposed to come up to a 50, 55-year-old guy as yourself, you're supposed to have some wisdom. But the only stuff you talk about is stupid. But that doesn't make anybody less black. That's my thing, that's my issue. Because you're partnering with somebody white, or because you're going or doing something where it's majority white, does not make you less black. That's my criticism on the mindset of people in the conference. Because Tennessee State's been with the OVC for so long, or because North Carolina A&T is moving conferences and want to do their own thing, does not make them less black. Does not take away the historic history of the school. It does not. It doesn't. It just shows them that HBCUs can do things just like the PWIs can. That's all it does, because if North Carolina A&T completes its goal and its mission and gets to FBS, sustains there and goes 5-6 or 7-5 or whatever, that's a win. That is a win. If they go up there and stay there for 5, 10, 15 years at an FBS level, that is history in itself. So it doesn't take away from them being, because I bet you this, if they do go FBS and they stay there for 10, 12 years, you're going to be bragging that a HBCU is an FBS. But they weren't an HBCU when they were jumping around conferences. They weren't an HBCU then. But when they make it to an FBS status and they're the only HBCU on a FBS status and going 5-6 and 6-5 or whatever and competing, then they're all of a sudden an HBCU. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense, man. But I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm never going to. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. It doesn't take away. It doesn't take away from their success. It just doesn't. But everybody has their own opinion. Most of the time you say beating PWI standard, Tennessee State beat more PWIs in 2021 than the rest of the SWAC. Okay, so what I mean by they don't bring you any football value is because they weren't even dominating in their conference, right? So the teams that they did beat, they beat Austin. I think they beat Austin P and things like that. So I'm not saying that their schedule was tough. They still play PWIs and everything like that, but they don't bring any football value to you because of the simple fact is they weren't dominating. Like, they weren't dominating. It's just that simple. Now, if they continue to grow, like if Eddie George continues to bring in a great recruiting class, he still beats out of conference opponents. And then you have, okay, cool. But it doesn't take you, like if you would have brought in the Kennesaw State, if you bring in a school that is like dominating their conference, You know what I'm saying? Then you could be like, that adds football value to the SWAC, just off rip. But Tennessee State is more of a pageantry value. It's more of a pageantry value for me. But anyway, guys, listen. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm going to come back on here in a little bit, probably show the Alabama A&M and Grambling game. Can't please cheat when you're a shepherd meant to lead. So no would lead and the sheep will follow. That's not a bad one. But what's the whole world? It's once again, it's relative. It's all relative. What is your world, right? So what, for you, Dr. Lori, it could have been, having 5 offices. That was your world. Somebody else's world was maybe starting their own business. Somebody like Kanye West be considered the greatest rapper of all time. It's all what you worship. That is your world. What do you worship? So yes, gain the whole world is just when you gain your ideal of your world or what was impactful for you. What does that give you? But for North Carolina A&T, it's their goal. It doesn't mean it's their world, because to me, how is them elevating? They're always going to be an HBCU. Their name is never, that HBCU status is never going to drop from them. So if they go FBS, that doesn't make them less HBCU-ish. Like that's my whole premise. It doesn't make them less HBCU-ish because they want to go FBS. When FAMU went FBS, did that make y'all more? Did that make y'all less HBCU-ish? I just need to know. Like, let's keep it a whole buck. Keep it fair. When you guys jumped to D1, right? When y'all went FBS, did that make y'all less HBCU-ish? It did not. You were still FAMU. So them doing it how they're doing it does not make them less HBCU-ish. It doesn't. It just doesn't. I'm never, like I said, I'm not, we're gonna have to agree to disagree on this one because I just don't see it. Thriving how? What is thriving? What is thriving? The only reason the SWAC is thriving because Deion stepped foot there. Let's keep it a whole buck. If it wasn't for prime time, the SWAC would not be thriving. So what are you talking about? What are we talking about right now? Thriving? If it was not for Deion giving you a jolt of energy, a jolt of, you wouldn't be anything. You wouldn't be what the SWAC is now. It wouldn't be headline news. It wouldn't be that. It would not. Let's stop acting like it would have been. Bro, no, man. Like, you can't take away. Now, granted, Deion has passed y'all the ball and you've ran with it. I'm not taking that away from you. You've capitalized off of Deion being here. But let's not act like Deion did not give you a jump start. Let's not act like Deion did not give you a jump start. He got your engine going and now you're running with it. Cool. Can you sustain it is the issue? Because North Carolina A&T, the MEAC and all them, they can't bet on the SWAC being what it is. They can't bet on a celebrity coach doing what Deion did for the MEAC. They can't bet on that. They can't bet on that. I can't be North Carolina A&T dominating the MEAC. Financially, it's a mess. You know what I'm saying? And I'm betting on somebody like a Coach Prime or Ray Lewis coming into the MEAC and giving us a jolt to make us be relevant. I can't do that. So North Carolina A&T, they did what they thought was best for them, and they moved on. You can't be mad at that. You can't. Hey, y'all better, listen. 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 Oh, let's talk about this. I need some receipts. When this government check hits the bank accounts, I want to see receipts. All these institutions need to start putting receipts on their pages so you know where this money is getting funded to. Because you can't talk about the government ain't done nothing for us, even though I know Mr. Campbell will jump in here and talk about, man, they owe us $1 billion. Okay, they owe you $1 billion, but you got 90. Okay, they still owe you 110 million or 205, whatever. They still owe you a lot of money, but you got some money. All right, so let's not act like you ain't get no money. You got money. I need receipts. I need receipts on where it's going. I want to see it. I want to see it. All of it. Every nickel and dime of where you putting this money at. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Yes, how you doing, Altrip?
What's up? What's your name? Where you come from?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Tammy. I'm from Mississippi. And I've been listening to you for some time, and I enjoy your show and everything. And I'm an only child like you are. I'm a Scorpio, and I love your perspective. And I'm also a Jacksonian. I got my BS and Master from there. And I just want to say this thing. I want to say this to all HBCU schools and graduates. You guys need to stop with the foolishness, embarrassing HBCUs. It is totally embarrassing, and especially to my Jackson State family. I am just so fed up with it. I'm just sick of it. Every time I listen to your show, it's always something that these people have done, and I know they know better. I'm the older generation. I finished there in 86 and got my master's in 92. So I don't understand these younger generations with all this nonsense. Probably half of them didn't even get a degree from Jackson State. Half of them is calling and texting you with all this foolishness is probably just in the neighborhood. I doubt if they got any degree from Jackson State. It's just time out for this foolishness. And whoever keeps bothering you with all this, they don't probably even know what's going on. The SWAC guy, whoever it is, just leave you alone. And stop, if you don't want people saying anything about you, stop calling into the man's show, telling him your business. Keep your business in-house like your mama used to tell you at home. If you don't want nobody to know about you, keep it to yourself, and then he won't have nothing to say about you. That's number one. He won't have nothing to hold over your head if you keep the darn business to yourself. OFFSCRIPT has no way of knowing anything about Jackson State and any other SWAC school if you're not calling in, giving him the information, or texting it to him, emailing, however you give it to him. Now, he can set you out when he get ready. Stop being stupid. Then you got more stupid shit on your back when he come on here and set whatever information off that he have on you because you done brought it to him. And you making yourself, how you gonna tell yourself, you gonna set a crime on yourself? You setting yourself up for your own crime. You gonna rob the bank and then go tell people I robbed the bank yesterday. Stop being stupid, people. Just wake up and leave the man alone. Listen to his sports show. If you don't want to listen to him, he had to make up a whole song after you stop listening to him. Leave the man alone. Let's do his show. You don't like his show, just like he say, go somewhere else. Come on here, let him talk for it. Let that be done. And that's all I'm asking all HBCU schools. That's all the man is doing, talking sports about whatever. Yeah, we like our fans. We love Jackson State. No problem with that. I love Jackson State. I'm not going to sit up here and take up one way or the other because that's all the man doing is talking about stuff. But y'all call with all this foolishness, he can't help but talk about you. And then you come give him information after information and then think he's not going to say anything about it. So come on now. Even the coach Prime, he's too old for that. He's 54, I'm 58. You got to leave the boy alone. You got children. Leave them alone. Tend to what you need to tend to. You need to tend to your children. And if what you need to do is get your children and get the hell on. Because you ain't doing them setting Jackson State up for failure. That's all I can see. You running up behind him. When he gets sick of it, he going to get his children and go on about his business. When he gets through making all the money he want to make off of Jackson State, because that's what he's doing. He's getting all these promotions for himself and his children, and he make enough, he going to get his children and get the hell on. Because he's already rich. He don't need money per se for him. It's about making money for his children. So their future is set, and their children's future is set. And you can't seem to understand it as black people. But I know we can't understand it because most of us never had anything. But I come from family that have something. And I can kind of see you did too, Mr. Oscar, because that's people that don't have anything. That's how they think. They praise these people. But I'm the only child like you that my family has money. I come from money. Okay? So I don't praise people that have money because I don't have millions, but I have enough to be comfortable. I've always lived in a house. So I don't come from no trailer trade. So I don't understand praising people because of who they are, their stats and all this. Yeah, I love everybody. But when you're wrong, you're wrong. And I just get so sick of it. Every time you come on here, I knew how you felt this morning when you come on there talk about you've been just down. And I just wanted to bust into tears because I'm so sick of these supposed to be educated people. Even Mr. Ford, all this he is. What are you getting upset with you because you don't want to let him say what he's supposed to say? You let him talk all the time and he just gonna take over your show? And then the stuff he's saying about Blue, just because Blue is white don't mean he can't say what he want to say. If he knows sports, he knows sports. They got white people on all these networks talking about sports. The white people talk about HBC sports all the time. You gonna get mad at them because the boy talking about sports because he's white? Come on, y'all. Let's stop this foolishness, please. Leave the boy alone. You gonna come on there, make a decent comment, and leave it alone, or just don't come on the show at all. That's all I'm asking people. Thank you, all script. I'm sorry for blasting off on your show like this, but I'm sick of it. It's just making us to it. We black people are already embarrassed enough just to be black. Stop making yourself look so stupid, talk to stupid stuff. Time out with it. Okay, thank you, sir.
No, thank you. Sorry. No, you're no. I appreciate you. I appreciate the support. I appreciate your understanding.
I'm so sorry. I want to join your membership and stuff. If you, I don't know how. I'm like kind of technology wise. I haven't taken time to do that and send you money and stuff. I guess I'll try to figure that out. But you got my number. If you could call me later, I would like to see you and your family something, because this just don't make no sense.
Thank you, Miss Harris. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
All
right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Listen. So now I know I ain't crazy. And shout out to her. Shout out to how she felt. And shout out for her support, because she's not saying anything that I don't have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to, and I tell, and me and Blue talk about this all the time. It takes I take a lot. I'm talking about like real talk, real spill. I take a lot. Me and Blue be looking at me like, bro, I don't know how you do it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because of and me and Cut talk about it all the time too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's you guys got to understand. It takes a lot on you mentally to deal with the foolishness that I deal with, still bring you great content, still be light, funny, heart, whatever. Because I don't take a lot of this personally, but at the same time, I'm still human. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still going to feel a type of way. I'm still going to make my points felt. And today, the reason I went on my inner Kanye is because I didn't care at this point of what bridges I was going to burn or who felt whatever, because that's the mindset I have to go into this. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm not a politic person. I just call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? And dealing with, bro, like, I've gotten death threats. I've gotten threatening emails and Instagram messages and Twitter messages. And I've got it all because of my opinions on whatever I decide to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't stop me every day to come on here and give you guys the energy or love and entertain you guys. So when I ask for support, or when I ask for it, it's literally because I'm giving you all that I got. This is just as much as you watching me as an outlet, just as much as you giving to y'all as an outlet for me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows I love talking sports. All my boys know me back in the day. They know if it's one thing I did, you know what I'm saying? It's talking sports. So I love doing this. I love debating. My family and Keegan and my baby can tell you, my whole family, when we went to my aunt's funeral, they all said, like, Abrion, he loved to debate. That's what I've always been, that guy. So this is in my backyard. But I just want y'all to understand, like, when I bring the smoke, it's because I'm fed up or I'm tired, or I just like, I'm tell you, I'm bringing the smoke because that's how I feel at that point in time. So it is what it is, man. I shout out to Miss Harris for the support. Shout out for her love. You know what I'm saying? And her feeling some of what a little bit about what I go through and have dealt with. You know what I'm saying? But once again, I'm here for y'all, man. I love it. If you don't love it, if you don't love this, that's why I'm not scared to play politics, right? Because I love the negativity. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. It just it does something to me. But after a while, you only can take so much, but I still love it. So that's why I don't care about pushing against the grain. That's why I don't care about talking about Coach Prime. That's why I don't care about talking about the SWAC, because I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep talking. Who gonna stop me? Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. So shout out to y'all. What has this become? We went from talking sports, blah 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 blah. Oh, sorry. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I really do. I really, really do, man. I appreciate y'all. Oh man, if you would speak, I believe I was trying to move on. So, all right, so I'm gonna try to get up off here. Let's go. Yeah, I'm trying to get off here so I can get the game going. But hey, guys, listen, I love y'all once again. Listen, man, I'm the GOAT in this, man. I'm the GOAT in this, man. It's real easy. I'm sorry, I'm going back Kanye. I gotta go back Kanye. I'm the GOAT in this thing, man. It's real easy to come on here every day and be like, oh yeah, Jackson State's so great. Oh my God, Deion Sanders. Oh my God, yeah. How about those Tigers? Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, blah, 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 blah. Yo, you know how easy that is? You know how creative I am? Do I gotta say anything? You know how creative I am? You know how many characters I came up with? Like, I'm like Martin on this joint, right? I'm the GOAT at this, bro. I'm always gonna be the GOAT at this, man. I'm gonna tell you, like, I don't care. We can talk about, y'all can talk about the duo group. Y'all can talk about who else? You can talk about CFL. I'm the GOAT in this. SWAC buzz. It don't matter, man. It don't matter. I'm the GOAT in this, and I'm gonna always claim that, man. Greatest of all time on YouTube. Stop playing me, man. Stop playing me, man. My inner Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing me, man. Shoot. Yeah. So, yeah. I just had to get that off my chest. All right, but anyway, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.